If you're seeing a CORS error with a Zapier webhook, the fastest fix is usually to generate a new webhook the right way and then verify Zapier's system status before testing again. In this video, I'll walk you through the full setup step by step so you can create a fresh webhook, copy the URL correctly, paste it into your app or website, and avoid the most common mistakes that cause webhook errors in the first place. If this tutorial helps, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more quick software fixes like this. Let's jump in. First, sign into Zapier with the account that you use for your automation workflows. Once you're inside your Zapier dashboard, click Create. This is where you start a new workflow from scratch. From the options that appear, select Zap Workflows. That will open the builder where you can add a trigger and then connect it to whatever action you want later. Now it's time to add the trigger step. Click Trigger to choose the app that will send the data into Zapier. In the search bar, type Webhooks by Zapier. When it appears in the list, select Webhooks by Zapier. This is the built-in Zapier tool that lets external apps send information into your Zap. Next, you need to choose the webhook event. Click Trigger Event, then select Catch Hook. This is the most common option when you want Zapier to wait for incoming data from your form, app, website, or custom request. After selecting it, click Continue. Now, you'll configure the webhook. If Zapier asks for a child key, enter it only if your payload structure requires it. If you're not sure, or if you want Zapier to receive the full payload, leave it blank. That's often the safest choice when you're troubleshooting because it lets Zapier capture the complete request without filtering out fields. Once that's set, click Continue again. Zapier will now generate your unique webhook URL. This is the address your website, form, app, or service needs to send the data to. Locate the generated webhook URL and click Copy. Make sure you copy the entire URL exactly as shown. Even one missing character can break the connection and create errors that look like a CORS issue or a failed request. After copying it, paste the URL into the service you want to connect. That could be your website backend, a form tool, a no-code app, or any system that can send webhook requests. Save the changes in that platform, then test the connection by sending a sample request. If everything is configured correctly, Zapier should catch the incoming data and show you the payload inside the trigger test. Now, here's the important part for troubleshooting. If you're still seeing errors, go to status.zapier.com and check the current system status. This is the quickest way to confirm whether Zapier is experiencing any service issues that could be affecting webhook delivery or trigger processing. If there's a known outage or partial disruption, that may explain why your webhook is not working even if your setup is correct. If the status page looks normal, go back and double check your setup. Make sure you use Catch Hook, copied the correct URL, pasted it into the right field, and saved everything properly in the sending app. In many cases, the problem is just a small configuration issue rather than a serious webhook failure. So to recap, create a new Zap in Zapier, add Webhooks by Zapier as the trigger, choose Catch Hook, leave child key blank unless you need it, copy the generated URL, paste it into your source app, and then check status.zapier.com if anything still looks off. That gives you the cleanest way to fix and test a Zapier webhook connection. If this video helped, please give it a like, subscribe for more Zapier tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.